Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Scorpion Cigar Reviews. I'm here today with my good friend known as Josh. Today we're going to be doing something a little different, kind of special. We're going to be doing a long ash competition. And we will be pairing the cigar with Auchentoshan and American Oak. So, without any further ado, are you ready for this?
Yeah. Oh my god, are you serious?
No, that's a joke.
I was gonna say, please,
That's a
no,
joke.
God.
There you go.
Oh.
We're going to be doing the Liga Privada, the T52 stock cut Toro in the tubo, and I'm told that although the blend is the same, and I've experienced this with some other cigars, that even though the blend is the same, when they put them in the tubes, they tend to be much different than the ones that aren't in the tubes. Part of that is because they're in their own like microclimate in the tube, and they're cedar lined, so they're going to get more of a cedar influence. Now, I've never had this cigar before, so I don't know what to expect from it, other than I've been told it's quite good. I'll joke cigar off to the side there. A lot of hay, some leather, a little bit of cedar in there, some sweet tobacco. Yeah, a lot going on the wrapper. Foot.
Just the texture of it. Like the way the wrapper feels.
What are you getting from the foot? Foot's even more subtle than the wrapper. Little cocoa, maybe a little bread, almost like chocolate cake. Very subtle. Real hard to find though. There's not much there. Very little spice. Very little. I'm
enough
just
to tickle the nose.
Yeah, just enough to give just a little bit of a tickle to the nose. All right. Well, my cutter of choice is the guillotine. I know typically you choose the V cut, but.
Yep.
Now, I didn't take very much off, but I've got a decent draw, just a little bit of resistance. See what happens. If I don't, when I light it, if I don't feel I'm getting a good enough draw, I can always do a little bit more. Now we have three options of lighters. We've got the double torch that I normally use. We've got the quad torch that you usually use, and then I've got the kettle lighter, the soft flame. I might use this to light my cigar.
I'm gonna stick with one of these two.
Definitely get some leather on the pre-light draw. Some haze. Definitely hay and leather.
See, I can kind of get some of that cocoa you were talking about.
Now, with this being a long ash competition, you're going to make sure you get it lit very evenly. And like on Donnie and Skeddy's long ash competition, the Cigar Gypsies, how you doing, fellas? There's really no major rules. You can relight it, touch it up all you need to. If you want to recut it, that's fine, but once you drop ash, you're done.
Now, how I'm expecting you to win this. So if you don't,
You never know. You never know.
bragging rights.
And hell, I might drop the damn cigar. Like when we were on the porch that one day, and it went underneath your rocking chair, rocked right over
Almost
it.
squashed it. Sitting there just rocking back on my tippy toes.
I believe that damn thing dropped it and rolled right underneath that rocker.
Oh man.
I don't normally buy these because they're kind of pricey.
Mhm.
A lot of good things about them. So I figure, well, I'll go and splurge today, buy a couple of these.
Mm. Yeah, that's tasty.
Alright. I'm probably going to want to clip a little bit more. It's getting pretty tight on me. A lot tighter once I lit it than it was on the pre-draw. I'll give it a few minutes to see what happens. In the meantime, we'll pour ourselves a dram, and we'll come back in a little bit to see where we are in this long ash competition. Alright, so here we are, still in the long ash competition. We've both done a retouch just to kind of straighten out the burn line a little bit. Not doing too bad. What are we, about a half inch or so in? Maybe 3/4 at the most. Ash looks like it's going to be nice and tight. We poured our drams of Auchentoshan. So I did the guillotine cut, and you did a V cut, and you used the quad torch lighter, and I used the little soft flame kettle lighter. Alright. Like I said, off to a good start so far. It'd be interesting, and maybe as we get a little further in, I'll let the camera run for longer, just to catch at the moment when somebody's ash falls off, as it's bound to happen. So maybe we'll go and hit the old pause button again here, and then once we get down, say 2 inches, and that's when you start getting to that point where you don't know what's going to happen.
Yep.
So, all right, back in a little bit. All right, what are we, about half hour or so in?
I think so, yeah.
Just measured it a moment ago. I had about 1.5 inches. You had about 1 3/4 inches. We're both kind of leaning a little bit. I'm still just about 1.5 inches. Running fairly evenly. Nice crisp burn line, but kind of a little jagged and wavy all the way around, but it's It's not like going way down one side or anything. Got a little bit of a lean to the ash, not too bad. It's funny because like the first inch is like swollen, and then the half an inch closest to the burn line is like a much tighter ring. So it's always going to be top heavy. It's a dry cigar. So we have several lighting options. Initially I lit with the soft flame kettle type table lighter. You use the quad torch hand lighter. Then we've been touching up with the Cigar dual torch because we couldn't get this single torch to light. I don't know why. I haven't had trouble with this before, but now it doesn't want to stay lit. I even purged it and refilled it, and I'm using a brand new can, so I'm not. I was wondering before, if like the last time I used it, it was starting to do this a little bit, but I hadn't used it in a while. But I might need to clean those burners. Now we also have, in addition to this, we have a regular soft flame Bic lighter for touching up if we feel that's going to be the way to go. However, I think we're going to want some type of torch because we're going to want that jet come from the side because there's no way you're going to get a soft flame on this
thing
now.
ain't tilting anymore.
No.
It already looks like the Leaning Tower.
Yeah. I can't get this darn remote to pick up because I could zoom in on us one at a time. But yeah, it's not picking up. And I thought it was the battery. I put a new battery in it and it didn't seem to help it at all. So it's like this, it just doesn't have a good like connection with the camera, which is, it kind of pisses me off because the whole reason I bought this camera was because it had a remote. And when I got it for Christmas, but it came early and I didn't get it till Christmas, but I tried it out, make sure everything worked.
Right.
But I didn't like go across the room like, I thought, okay, well maybe the battery is weak, so I could get the thing to do certain things. Like, it's funny because like I could get the light to work, and even now I can't get the light to come on. So it's like we're too far and it doesn't want to link up to it. Crazy.
I know I helped my stepdad's sister. She had a remote just like that, and when I got it to work on hers, the only way she could get it to do anything is if she was on the other side of the camera.
It's crazy.
And I was like, well, what the hell is the point in using it from the other side of the camera?
Right.
You're already behind it.
Yeah, and well, see, the pickup, because I was reading the book to make sure I had everything set up right, and the pickup is, so like you can see the lens, and directly below the lens is the light, and directly below the light is the pickup for the remote. And for a while there, I had to get like off to the side a certain way, and then it would pick up. But I thought, and it still may be, these lights may be interfering with the infrared signal, I wonder. Like the last video I did, I had only one of these lights going, and it was like over there, and I was sitting over here, so it wasn't pointed like in the direction where the remote was.
Right.
So these lights may be interfering with that red beam. I've got to have close to 2 inches now. Holy cow! And 1 3/4. nice if I could get this thing to zoom in, but then we'd have to sit closer so we'd both be in the frame. And I could even move the camera closer, but I shouldn't have to because it's got the zoom on it. But either way, whether I move the camera closer or I get the zoom to work,
Right.
we would still have to be. I think I'm in the right way. It's just, it's not responding to me. Yeah, because I can't even get the light to come on. Before, it's like the light was the most sensitive. If I hit the camera light, it came on like almost every time, like 9 times out of 10 it would come on, although it was harder to get it to turn off.
Right.
And I attributed that once again to the light was interfering with the beam. So if I like went off to the side it would work, but it's crazy. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, you just made it zoom.
Oh, did it? Did it zoom? Hey, there we go. Are we both in? Not really. Let's I'll scoot my chair in because we need to zoom this in a little bit so we can catch the ash falling, because one of us is going to be dropping. Some stuff out of the way here. Alright. Okay, we both in? I see me. Where's you? You there? Okay. Alright, so we're getting closer. Let's see what we got here.
A little bit.
You've got a little bit more than me. You've also got a little more of a curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little bit of curve, but I don't. Yeah, mine's not as pronounced as yours.
Mine's burning all kinds of crazy.
See, I think you've got more ash because you used the torch lighter to light it. You were lit first. Took me longer to light using the kettle lighter, and then I've been getting up, looking for the ruler, and I got more gas, trying to do this lighter, and so I wasn't drawing on it as much.
Yeah, I'd say it's about a quarter-inch difference with all that timing.
Yeah. See, when I lit mine using the kettle lighter, right at the burn line, when it was lighting, it swelled. It almost formed like a ring around it, and I don't think yours did that.
I got some of the ring, but to get the rest of it lit, I ended up messing up the burn line. It's like, it'll go for a little bit and then it'll kind of even out and then it'll start burning crazy again.
A little bit warm, not too bad. Don't want to probe and prod it too much.
Just pray you ain't gotta sneeze.
Well, thankfully, I'm not getting into that right now, which is, I'm kind of surprised because lately I've had this deep tickle. Like there's a teeny tiny fly crawling around up in my sinuses, way up in there, like even smaller than a fruit fly. What's that little teeny tiny thing? What's the thing that the cows get from nosing around on the ground and it makes them go crazy and going around in circles and eventually kills them? It's some kind of fly that gets up in there. I can't think what that is.
The only thing I know of that's smaller than a fruit fly. Oh my God, this thing's leaning like crazy.
I thought a teat fly is that smaller than a fruit fly.
This thing is gonna fall here soon. I can tell. It's getting all kinds of crazy lean, and I can see it cracking right at one part.
Well, on the video with Donnie and Sketty's was starting to go crooked, and his is the one that fell. And yours is more crooked than mine. And you've got the same thing I have, where your top like inch is swollen. Man, you're a crazy crooked. You're like in an S. You're gonna have to be real careful with that. Yeah, mine's not nearly as bad as yours.
Like I said, if you look, it's cracking right there. That's where it's
falling. Oh yeah. So you're gonna have to like lean it back, trying to get the weight to come back that way. But not too much, because you don't want it to like suddenly go back and then fall the other way or crack on the other side, because then you're done for. Man, yours is crazy. You're not gonna make it.
No.
I keep my eyes closed, drawn, because it's gonna end up in your eye. Did you see that video I did? We may have talked about it when we were watching Sketty's video, Sketty and Donnie, where I was out on the back porch up on the mountain, and it was raining, and I was smoking a Romeo Julieta. I don't remember which one it was, and I hadn't intentionally done a long ash thing. I just noticed that I was like to here, and I was like, my God, this ash hasn't fallen off. And so I just kept going, and I had probably 3 inches of ash before it fell off. And so it was pouring down rain. I had to practically yell at the camera that was like 2 feet from me, because the porch had a corrugated metal roof over it. It was the back porch. It was just a small little like 8x8 porch, and the rain was just pounding and pounding. It was loud, and so I was like yelling into the camera, and I'm like, "Woo! Look at that ash!" Did you see that video?
I did not. I want to look that one up though. Oh my God. Nothing I do is fixing it. It's just getting worse.
Yeah, where you're at, I'd even be afraid to touch it up.
Which sucks, because it needs it.
Yeah. Because like I can see where it needs to be touched up. It's leaning towards that way.
Yeah.
So if you were to touch that up and it would start to burn, it would make it a weak spot, I think, and it would just topple over. We should be wearing bibs. Or make it interesting, wear assless chaps. Burn your ass up and balls. We're about 45 minutes in. You know, we probably ought to do, I don't know. We probably should have removed the band right away.
Shit.
I forgot all about that. We should have taken the band off right at the beginning, or early on anyway.
We'll see. If I make it that far, I'll regret it.
Yeah, you might not make it into the band, because you're going to be smoking the band if you do. It's going to taste like paper. It's on nicely. You might not have too much. You got any nails? Fingernails? You're going to need a fingernail to get that off.
I don't have good enough nails to get that.
You see where you need to, right at the dark square.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not messing with that.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway. Damn it. I have to.
Oh, it's wobbly, dude. Oh my God. You're not going to take that band off.
No.
You're going to lose it.
It's not attached anymore. And I go to do anything, that thing's falling.
Yeah, it's just like balanced on there. It's not even part of the cigar anymore. Oh my God.
I can't smoke it anymore.
No.
No, it's it's gone.
Oh, did you tap it or just let it fall?
No, I went to pull it back and it just fell.
All right. All right. Well, there we are, 45, almost 50 minutes in, and
Check out left. That'll be our mark. So we're looking at
you got 3.5 or a quarter.
about 3.5, maybe. If you go down to the burn line, probably 3.25.
Okay.
But I'd say since the highest point is at 3.5, that's where it should be.
Yeah, that's where it broke and came off, 3.5.
Yeah.
And this was what's the length on this? Was it 6 or 6.5? They measured in millimeters by 52. I think that's 6. 152 is I think 6.
The worst part is I didn't even move. Like you were walking all over the place. And
oh yeah, I know, and carrying around with me, and yeah.
Dude, you filled up that lighter and primed it and everything, and
yeah.
yours is still rolling.
Yeah. 152 millimeters. I think that's 6 inches.
I can punch it up now.
Right. 152 millimeters. Inches. 5.98, which is so 6 inches. So it's 6 inch by 52, and you had 3.5. So you had like 2.5 inches of ash. I've got, what do I have in ash right now? I've got 2.1. So you've still beat me to this point as far as how much ash is there.
All you gotta do is beat 2.5. Yeah, it does go really good with that Akatashi.
Need more?
I like that, yeah. What's it here? You're just gonna rub it in my face.
I'm just gonna rub it in, yeah. I'm gonna rub it in. You know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose it. Come on, damn it.
Just so everybody knows I offered.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pour left-handed. Have you ever tried to kind of get any kind of long ash without necessarily like really seeing if you could get the whole thing? No.
No, that was the first.
This is the first time I've tried to do a long ash. Like I said, that one video, it just, I was like here, I'm like, damn, I'm not even trying. Look at that ash, you know. Starting to lean. Am I starting to wobble too? Let's see.
Yours is starting to get that crookedness.
Yeah.
And like I said, once you see that crack in the side, it's all over.
Yeah. Woo. There you go, but I didn't wear it. It's all over the table. I don't know if any of it made it in the ashtray or not. It's under the ashtray.
Some of it, not very much.
Yeah, because you can see where it hit right on the lip of the ashtray. So there you have it. Where am I at? What do I have left? Three and a half to the tip. So it was a tie as far as how much ash was there.
Mhm.
So you almost have to wonder.
If that's just the way this cigar works.
Yeah, no matter how steady you are and how good, it's just gonna, it can't hold together for more than 2.5 inches. Yeah, because right about the time you're like, oh, I've got this crack in the side, and then that's when I notice, hey, yours is starting to wobble.
It starts leaning.
Yeah. Well, it was, with yours, and just like with mine, it was more than lean. I saw it every time you would breathe, it would kind of wobble back and forth. Like, oh no, you're gonna lose it. Oh, so there you have it. And I was able to remove my band, and I was all over this room
Doing for all shit. Intents and purposes, you won.
Yeah, I think I won that one. Yeah. All right, so there you have it. We'll continue smoking this cigar. By ash length, it was a tie. We both had 2.5 inches of burned ash that fell off. I smoked mine for a little bit longer, and I was doing all kinds of stuff. So yeah, taking all that into consideration, I'd say I won.
I concede.
All right. Well, thank you for once again watching Scorpion Cigar Reviews. This has been our first ever long ass competition. And just like my friends Donnie and Sketty, if I was Donnie and you were Sketty,